Good evening, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Salam Media. It is Friday evening, the 10th of February, 2023. I'm your host, Dakir Dawood, taking you through the next hour, chatting all things sports. It's been an amazing week of football action. There's been cricket action. There's been so many sports. It's the week where records have been broken. LeBron James, my oh my, what a legend. Becoming one of the highest point scorers in the NBA, or well, the highest point scorer in the NBA this past week, and he now has his name up there with the greats. Well, what are your thoughts? Do you think he is one of the greats? Share your comments with us and tell us your thoughts in the comment section below, and let's interact and engage, and hopefully we can come to a consensus by the end of tonight's show to see who exactly is the greatest of all time. Well, moving over to football action, just looking at the host of fixtures that there is this weekend right across the globe. Bring it back to Mzansi, we've got the Nedbank Cup, round of 32. It is business time for the likes of Kaiser Chiefs and Cape Town Spurs. Well, it's going to be an interesting take. I'm joined by Sebastian Meso tonight, who's going to be telling us all about what we can expect in this round of 32 fixtures in the Nedbank Cup. It's going to be interesting to see how things unfold this weekend. We do have this evening, Maritzburg will be taking on Kaiser Chiefs. That game kicks off in exactly half an hour. And then tomorrow we've got a massive day of football where Stellenbosch will be taking on Swallows in one of the games. And then you're also going to see a lot of David versus Goliath clashes where All Stars will be taking on Orlando Pirates tomorrow evening, and then Amazulu take on Tornado on Sunday. So it's going to be interesting to see how that one unfolds. And then in an all DSTV Premiership clash, we'll see Cape Town City take on Royal AM. Who's going to be the winners in that one? It's going to be interesting to see how that one unfolds. But for now, we've seen that Mamelodi Sundowns have booked their spot in the next round. Supersport United making their way out of the tournament. Sekukune going through to the next round. And Gallants, interesting, their 3-1 win over Magesi. Well, we're going to try again and see if we've got Sebastian on the line. Good evening, Sebastian. Thanks for joining me on Salam Media this evening.
Good evening, man. How are you doing that side?
Great. Thank you so much. Can't complain. How's the Joburg weather treating you?
Yeah, well, I'm doing good with a lot of football taking place, and of course, the rain down here in Polokwane. So everything is fine, man. I've been blessed with football as well as rain.
Well, I mean, we can't be complaining. It's a good football weather, good weekend to stay indoors and capture everything football. Sebastian, looking at this evening, I mean, a host of fixtures this weekend, but Maritzburg United, Kaiser Chiefs. Who do you think is going to take this one? I mean, Kaiser Chiefs are out here trying to defy all odds and prove South Africa wrong that they're still one of the top teams in the country. You've got Maritzburg United that are always making life difficult for the competitors.
Well, let me thank you, and as well as I thank the listeners of Salah Media. What I can say is that tonight we've got one of, if I may say so, one of the top fixture in this tournament so far, because you remember that Kaiser Chiefs, they must consider this as their last chance of salvaging a silverware, because this is the only cup that they should go all out, because they already had a bad season so far, with the Mountains and Downs already roping out the league as well. And the Pirates are taking MT8. Surely Kaiser Chiefs will also want to the name and also make sure that they appease their supporters by winning this cup. But first and foremost, we know it is a sold out of at the Herkwala Stadium, and we know that Maritzburg United on Friday evening at Herkwala Stadium, they always come out as a difficult team to beat, rather. But when you look at how they line up this evening, and I'm sure you'll agree with me that the Fadi David have really went out and picked up his strong study 11 because up front we see Kwame Bepra, who's coming from Orlando Pirates on loan, and he showed a very glimpse of a great performance in his previous match And of course, Kaizer Chiefs, on the other hand, we know they've got a lot of injuries in the team, with Kamabilak out the rest of the season, Nkosi Mpile as well, just to name a few. But I'm sure this is at the time, as well as Pimenyama, who's out, also injured. But when you look at the upfront there at number 9, as a centre forward, we've got Saile, who I've seen him play here at Peter Mugawa Stadium here in Polokwane, where they beat Royal by 2 goals to nil. I think he had a great second game, or rather his first match of in his rather Kaizer Chiefs colour. But I think tonight it is that game that he should really prove why Kaizer Chiefs signed him.
And if you look at it, the Kaizer Chiefs have only been victorious in, let's say, one, two, three of, or say, two of the last 5 games. Going into this, it doesn't get any easier for them because, I mean, you've got Maritzburg, you've got Golden Arrows, then you've got Pirates. Do you see Kaizer Chiefs coming back any stronger, and do you see them still ending the season on a high?
Look, obviously with the Kaizer Chiefs not winning anything match in the last rather 3 matches before they won against Royal AM, you must also remember that they did not score any goal in those 3 matches.
Mm.
With one of the game losing by 4 goals to nil against Amazulu. Surely, this is a match that they don't want to lose, especially uh, now that the Apazon knows that he's under a lot of pressure, to deliver, because they have been giving me a lot of chance. And we know how Chiefs management operates. They always give you enough chance to really prove yourself. But we're hoping that Apazon will do good, because I, for one, personally love, rather rate him, and I support him because he's one of the South African coach who's really determined and eager to really improve Chiefs. And I've got no doubt that tonight he will do so.
Definitely, and I think Arthur's one is now starting to find his rhythm and how he wants to play with this Kaizer Chiefs team and how you see them playing. It just hasn't come off, but I'm sure it would. He's got some. It's, he's got a tough couple of games ahead of him, and it's going to be interesting to see how it unfolds. Do you go for survival? Or do you actually go for the kill and try to win um, every game convincingly? But looking at Maritzburg, not much of a difference on their side. They've also been going through quite a tough spell themselves, drawing with Amazulu in their last result, and then also beating losing to Chipper United, lose and beating Golden Arrows. So looking at Maritzburg United, pretty much the same like Kaizer Chiefs form going into this match.
Look, obviously we know that Maritzburg United have been not really playing quite well, and with the season that they find themselves in the league, surely that is why they brought back Offer David to help them out of relegation zone, because they do have the players now. But then again, when you look at that, they're starting to gel as a team, and I'm sure Offer David will be able to resurrect and help them really get out of that relegation zone. But having said that, I think when you look at the Nedbank Cup, or rather the cup on its own, you don't need to play a really great football or score a lot of goals. You just need to play a scrappy display, and then score 1 goal, and then you are into the second round. And that is what the most team have been doing lately in this competition. If you look at it since back then, but when you look at Maritzburg United, I think. For me, the way I've seen them play, rather playing lately, as well as their lineup, I mean, I think they really want to play and to take this game from Kaizer Chiefs.
Definitely, and tonight's gonna be a cracker. It's gonna be one for the books. Who's your money on if you had to put your head on the block?
Well, I hate to be on the block, but now that you've asked, I'm really not a fan of really both teams in terms of their style of play. But when you look at that, based on what the teams offers in terms of the style lineup, I think Kaizer Chiefs are having a great chance of really taking this game and progressing to the next round because I've seen Ushabalala there, I've seen Utupris playing at the right forward. Surely, those are the players that have really caused havoc. If you remember, in their first match against Maritzburg last year in August, where they've won by 2 goals, and Ushabalala scored the young Shabalala Mduduzi. So surely they want to replicate that performance and to really fancy their chances in going to the second round of the NebankCup.
It's going to be interesting to see how things unfold. Definitely going to be interesting, especially with those teams. And then if you look at the other fixtures this weekend, other than your ones that are glaring at you in the eyes, any fixtures that you see upsets happening this weekend?
Look, of course, people are talking about All Stars versus Orlando Pirates, and I've had a couple of fellow colleagues talking about it in the press media, and I've also had Riverview hinting out at what they want to do, in terms of really winning this tournament because judging by what he said, he's really going to this cup all out because he knows that the league, now that the league is gone, he has to do anything by all means to make sure that he brings another cup or to Orlando Pirates or rather to Mayfair. But also All Stars, they are the team that really you don't write them out or write them off because they are small, and Orlando Pirates doesn't know anything about them. They know a lot about Orlando Pirates because they watch them on TV, and with what I've heard from their coach, they really want to go all out and match Orlando Pirates pound for pound because the coach believes that he has the players to match Orlando Pirates pound for pound, and he is looking forward to really play against Orlando Pirates and to also make sure that they play without football, which is without the ball, which is very much important on some of the aspects that he outlined. But having said that, I think Orlando Pirates they've got enough quality to really go all the way and to win this match with ease. But not forgetting that they once lost to Maluti FC by 4 goals to 1 back then. I just hope history is not going to repeat itself this time around. But if you ask me who's going to win again between those two, I think Orlando Pirates have got a better chance of progressing into the next round.
And then obviously it will come down to the stronger teams and the weaker teams. Definitely your Davids will then arise in an occasion like this, um, with the Goliaths now sifting through, and you'll see the strengths and the weaknesses of teams come through. But we've seen some success stories throughout the years. Do you see a success story coming through this year?
Pardon? I didn't
Do
get
you
that one.
do you see a success story coming through for one of the minnows in this year's Nedbank Cup?
Well, we've seen Dondol Stars doing that Digital Sport during the course of the week. And of course, you must remember that they draw those inspiration from TS Galaxy. We know what they did to Kansas Chiefs in the final. I remember that penalty, 90th minute penalty from Onopasa did the work there. But I think a lot of teams, this is the cup that really the Minnows go all out and cause a huge upset. I mean, that is why it has been called the FA Cup of South Africa, because that is where we see talent from, the Mutsipe Foundation Championship as well as the APC Mutsipe League. So with the Dondol doing that against SuperSport United, I think All Stars, they also fancy that chances of really upsetting Orlando Pirates. But having said that, I think they are capable of doing that, and we shall expect the unexpected.
Definitely, it's going to be interesting, and I'm actually quite excited to see how this one definitely works out. Well, I mean, Sebastian, we're gonna now have to put you on the spot here. You're gonna have to run through some of these fixtures very, very quickly, and you're gonna have to give us your prediction. No two thoughts about it, and let's just make it happen. Stellenbosch against Swallows tomorrow. Final score prediction.
Stellenbosch are a good side, and they've been playing great football lately. They've been picking up some positive results, and against Swallows, they are still wounded, but they're trying to resurrect themselves. I don't know how important this cup is it for them, but I think Stellenbosch are gonna take this one against Swallows.
And then if you look at Golden Arrows versus Pretoria Callies, same time kickoff tomorrow afternoon.
I've seen Pretoria College playing their football lately. They are capable of causing a huge upset. But when you look at Arrows, I think that this time I'm going to give them the upper hand, and they're going to take this one.
It's going to be interesting to see how that one obviously unfolds. And then we've got Valentine's Day special, Polokwane City taking on Chippa United.
Chippa United are coming to Polokwane, and Polokwane are second on the Motsepe championship, and obviously they will want to really at least over the stand here in Polokwane, because we know that Baroka FC have lost this afternoon against Cape Town Spurs, and they will want to join Sekhukhune United, who they've won by 6-0 against Lever Brothers on Wednesday. I think the Polokwane City have got a much bigger chance playing at home. I'm gonna give them a win this time against Chippa United.
Yo, it's gonna be interesting. We're gonna have to see how this one pans out. I'm quite excited to see how this one works out. Sebastian, thanks so much for your time this evening. We're gonna hold you to it, and let's chat next week to see how we just said next week to see how close your predictions actually came.
Thank you so much, brother, and I'll always have time for you guys.
Thank you so much. Have a great evening and a spectacular weekend ahead.
I can, and you too. Thanks.
Cheers. Thanks, Sebastian. That was Sebastian Meso giving us his breakdown on the Nedbank Cup action this weekend and what we can expect in the tournament. It's interesting to hear his thoughts and what everybody else has to say about the tournament. Many would say that it's a dying tournament, but it's definitely proved a couple of upsets, and we're definitely looking to see how this tournament unfolds and which two teams will end up in the final. We're going to take a quick break. When we do come back, we're going to be chatting to a cricket coach and London resident Ahmed Nawab, who uses sport to change the lives of the less fortunate. He's going to explain how he does that and how exactly you can get involved. Stay tuned to Salam Media.